Hello, and welcome to today's edition of my talk on the misconception, the might I had as a new bride, a young wife, and what I noticed the true picture to be after I got married. The first myth or misconception I would like to talk about today is the thought, the idea that marriage will complete you, that marriage brings completement. Marriage doesn't really bring completement. You are complete as an individual. It is said that the two become one, not the two halves become one. Two whole, complete people, individuals, come together to become one. So, as an individual, you are to be happy on your own, you are to be worth it on your own, you are to be worthy on your own. Now, when you, a complete person, gets married to another complete person, the two of you become one. So, a healthy marriage is actually the partnership of two complete people to support each other and to lift each other up. That marriage doesn't define you or fulfill all your need. Going into marriage as an incomplete person or with the idea that I'll be complete after marriage is actually the beginning of marital challenges because your husband does not complete you. You are complete as an individual, and two of you team up, come together, and become partners, fighting together, standing together, encouraging each other, supporting each other. So never you get into marriage thinking, okay, he's going to complete me. Are you incomplete? Are you not on your own? You are an individual, you were a person before you go married, and you'll be a person. It's expected that you'll be a better person after you get married because there are things you will get and benefit from your spouse, from the partnership with your spouse. So marriage doesn't complete you. You are complete as an individual, but marriage will only support you and help give you the boost to become a better person. Two, the thought and idea that you have to sacrifice yourself, sacrifice your happiness for the well being or the success of your marriage. I actually got to that point thinking, yes, for my marriage to be successful, and there is a need for me to sacrifice my happiness, sacrifice who I am for the marriage to work. It's a very, very wrong thought and idea. It's a very great misconception. You are not to sacrifice your own happiness, your joy, your wellness, your well being for your marriage. No, that's not what is expected from you. In reality, yes, a healthy marriage requires mutual respect, sacrifice, compromise, and all that, but not your happiness. No, it's you are not to have a healthy marriage at your own detriment. Your happiness should be the happiness of your spouse, and his happiness yours. Whenever you are sad, yes, two of you should we have to be sad together. You make the same effort, sacrifices if need be. If you are sad, we're going to share that sadness together. If you are happy, you rejoice together. Don't say, I don't like this, but my spouse likes it, so I have to bow. I don't need to be happy. No, it's not healthy. It's not what is expected from you. It is not expected that you will sacrifice your own well being and desires for your home, for your marriage. There are some people that this whole kind of sacrificial living starts even from the relationship. You are not married, but you start feeling, yes, for the success of this relationship, I have to sacrifice. I don't need to be happy. This sacrifice you are doing, even in relationship or be it marriage, is different from the compromise we talk about that is sometimes necessary in marriage. It's very different. You are not to sacrifice yourself, you lose yourself because you want your marriage to stand. No, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. Compromise is necessary. Yes, but not sacrifice of certain key things, sacrifice of your personality. No, it's a very, very big mistake and a wrong decision. You do not sacrifice or compromise your happiness for the well-being of your home or what you desire, what you want to achieve, you want to put it on the line. No. A healthy marriage requires open dialogue, it requires understanding, it requires both of you talking about those how you feel in the home. Both partners' needs and desires have to be met. Initially, when I got married, there are times maybe something's happening in the home. I'm not okay with it. I'm not happy. I just keep quiet. I'll just feel, no, and I can let it go. I can do without it, and I don't like it. Yes, I'm the kind of person that if I'm not happy, I tend to internalize everything. When I sleep over it, I'm okay. I've always been like that. So I brought that same attitude into the home. I'm not happy. I'll just be quiet and all those things. It's not supposed to be. We are in it together. It's partnership. It took me some time to have to unlearn and relearn. I had to take myself to the point. That's I had to do this thing consciously, making deliberate effort. When I don't like something, yes, I won't talk over it. I learn to talk about it. I learn to speak up. I learn to say something. I can't just keep suffering in silence. But then I had to like go through some rigor, some talk. I had to talk to myself before I had to like take up the challenge to start speaking up on what I don't like. Let me tell you the disadvantage of all these things. Now, something happens, you don't like it, you swallow the bitter pill. That same thing happens again, you swallow the pill. You just keep swallowing the bitter pill, and at the end, you become bitter. You get yourself to the point where they tell you sorry. Sorry means nothing to you. That's because you've been swallowing that bitter pill. So learn to talk. Learn to talk because that pill you've been swallowing, we get to the point it starts affecting you even physically. I'm not just talking about psychologically and mentally, but you start feeling the effect of this pill physically in you. Please don't let issues fester that long. That's why it's always important. It's always said that we should learn to communicate. Communication is very, very, very important in the marriage. Sometimes this bitter pill you are swallowing for the good of your marriage, your partner doesn't even know how you feel. Your partner doesn't even know this is hurting you most of the time. Now, I read about this couple. As at the time I read the story or when this came up, they were over 50 to 60 years in marriage, and they were to eat. And as usual, they had blessed the food, and bread was part of the meal they were to eat. So the husband took the back of the bread and gave it to the wife. This is something he had always practiced from the first day they got married. This is a true life story. So as usual, he gave the wife the back of the bread. At that point, the wife was quiet. I'm talking about a marriage of over 50 to 60 years. So she was quiet for a while. And for the first time in that 50, 60, 70 years marriage, she told the husband that for over 50, I'm not sure of how many years now we've been married, you've been giving me the back of bread. I do not like the back of bread. I never liked the back of bread. The man was quiet. And he told his wife that the back of bread is his favorite part of the bread. Since he was a child, he loves eating the back of bread. He was surprised because this has happened. This is a practice he had always done since they got married. To him, I love the back of the bread and I love my wife. So I'm sacrificing my favorite part of this meal for the sake of my wife. He assumed that the wife was like him and also loved the part of the back of the bread. So he always gave it to her as a sign that I'm sacrificing for my wife. I love my wife. He never knew that for over 50, 60, 70 years of marriage, the wife doesn't like this gesture. And the wife had been taking it, swallowing this bitter pill for 50 to 70 or how many years of marriage. She has been taking it. Hey, my sisters, let's learn to speak. Because whatever is eating you up may be unconscious. Your spouse may not know this particular action, gesture of his is not appealing to you. He doesn't know it. Let's speak. Let's speak. Because I'm just imagining how this woman must have been feeling all these years whenever he gives her the back of the bread. It's possible she felt he's giving her the worst part. Oh, I don't know what went through her head. But at least we know the marriage lasted that long. She has been swallowing it in because maybe she felt, I can take it, I can take it. I don't like it, but I will take it. Why will you keep taking what you don't like? Why will you keep swallowing the bitter pill when you can speak up, when you can discuss about it with your spouse? Why? So this man has been doing it innocently and out of love for crying out loud. But that language he has been speaking is not what the wife understands. Yes, love language is something I'll talk about one of these days also. So let's please learn to speak up. Let's learn to speak up. Because the drawback to this is at the point they apologize, or when you've taken in so much, much more than you can take, when your spouse gets to apologize, you may have gone so far that I'm sorry makes no sense to you anymore. Let's not let it get to this point. And please, I don't want this video to be so long. It's getting so long. Please, if there is need to seek counsel, let's please seek counsel. Personally, when I got married, I felt yes, the home is the two becoming one, and we shouldn't allow third party come into our home, just the way we were taught. But now, when there are issues and there is need, please reach out. You are to have spiritual parents, you are to have mentors, people, matured people you fall back to when the needs arise. Now, there are some experiences I had, and I didn't know, okay, is it normal? Is it just my home? I had no yardstick, nothing to compete to compare it with. So at a point, it took me time. It's not something I could just jump out to go and seek counsel. But I had to get to that point to start asking, okay, I had to reach out to respected people, people who were close to us to ask, okay, this was happening. Is it normal? Is it how it's supposed to be? Because at the point I took in so much and I didn't know if it was normal. In fact, funnily enough, there were times when myself and my husband had to like, this thing, oh, is it okay? I don't want to go into setting of those kind of details, but we were like, is it supposed to be like this? Is it supposed to, oh yeah, let's reach out. Sometimes the point we reached out, it was kind of like a unanimous decision. We had to like look for someone to ask. You understand? So he is the introverted type, like I said, but he will push me. Maybe you say you have somebody you will call now. Maybe you go and ask this person now. So we'll have to like reach out. Okay, this is what we're experiencing. This is what we are seeing. Is it normal? And at times, at least there's this relief when we hear, okay, oh, it's normal, or oh no, it's not supposed to be like this. But then at least we are seeking wise counsels. It's very, very important. Now, talking about seeking counsel or reaching out to others for help, let's be careful on who we reach out to. This is actually very dicey. Some of us in certain situations, we tend to reach out. The closest people to us are our parents, our siblings. Let's be careful of how we reach out to them. Yes, they are family members and we know they love us, but let's be careful of the kind of issues we take out to them. Now, why I'm saying this is, yes, our family members, they love us. And if it's a, let's say, how will I put it now? If it's something that is very sensitive, maybe like a misunderstanding between you and your spouse, taking it to your family, and let's say if it's a case where your spouse is wrong, your husband is wrong, or your wife is wrong, you take it to your family members. One thing about couple challenges is, yes, when the challenge arises, when settlement want to happen, the four corners of your bedroom, you will settle it. If something, maybe one thing just happened, you laugh over it and you have settled. And yes, most of the time you have forgiven. But do you know, after you've forgiven within the four corners of your bedroom, it doesn't mean your family, you've taken your husband to, or you've taken your wife to, it doesn't mean they're going to forgive that easily. In a case where you have forgotten, you have forgiven, it's over a year, 2 years, you'll be surprised that your dad, your mom, your siblings are still holding grudges. You will think there's nothing there, but at the long run, you will feel the pain. Because imagine you at a family gathering, you settled with your husband, everything is okay, and you are like talking. It's a family gathering, everybody is happy. Then maybe you realize that somebody speaks rudely or wrongly to your husband or to your wife because of something you've taken to them long ago. How you feel about it? You're not going to be happy with it. So let's be careful of what we take to our family members, because when you forgive, it's not necessary they will forgive or they have forgiven. So please and please, yes, seek counsel when necessary, but be careful with whose counsel you seek. Marriage problems arise in homes. Let's not feel every home is perfect. Problems will come and problems will be settled. But let's not complicate matters by having our family members knowing such things about our spouses that are not necessary. You and your spouse, you are one. This particular thing I'm saying, personally, this is something I've experienced, and I've come to realize that, please, specific things in marriage, keep it in your marriage, keep it within your marriage. As a wife, you are the bridge between your family and your husband. As a husband, you are the bridge between your wife and your family members. So please and please, if you know, okay, this information, if I take it to my spouse, if he hears this thing, he's going to be angry, keep it. Seek peace. Be the go between. Bring about peace. Unite both families. It's very, very important. So, thank you very much. I want to end here because this video is now longer than I expected. So, I'll stop here for today. Check back tomorrow for another episode. Please, if you found value in what I'm talking about, share this video with your friends and loved ones. You know, people who needs to hear all these things. So at least you will know you are normal and you are not alone. Some of these things are very normal in homes and families. So please share with your loved one. Thank you so much for tagging along, for staying this long to watch this video till the end. God bless you. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.